Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and I just finished watching Star Wars: The Force Awakens for the second time. I definitely saw it in theaters the first night it came out 4 years ago. I can't say for sure if I've ever seen it all the way through again. Possibly. So obviously, Rise of Skywalker is coming out next week. I've already got my tickets. I've got a midnight showing. That first showing, I think, oh, it's gonna be. I've only ever seen one midnight showing before. It was Watchmen, the movie, and that was so freaking miserable. But it was like I had worked that day, so I'm probably gonna take a nap and then wake up around 10 or so. But anyway, so originally, originally my plan was I was gonna watch all of the Star Wars movies in order, it's, in the proper numbered order, with the prequels and then the original trilogy and then the sequels, and then I was just like, I'm good. I'll just rewatch the last two because I don't remember them that well. My main memory of the first one is that it was a big deal, and then it was okay. The my main memory of the second one, of the second sequel from 2 years ago, is that I actually liked it in the theaters, and then every time I've tried to rewatch it, I've just found it excruciating and I can't finish it. So I went to go rewatch this one, and a funny thing happened. Uh, there is a really solid Star Wars movie in here that just needs a few simple changes, and it would go from a I never really talk about like grades. It won't go from a C to a B. It would go from. I don't think there's any possibility for this movie to be great, but it could be a lot better than it is with some really simple changes. And I'll just ruin the whole video by saying them right now and not stretching it out. Number one, take out every unearned moment. A lot has been made about how Rey is too good at things too quickly and people like her too much. Honestly, a whole bunch of that stuff is just people who just met Rey complimenting her. But that's not just her. Poe and Finn's friendship comes out of freaking nowhere. There's a whole bunch of people meeting and instantly like each other or warming up like one. Take Han Solo offering her a job. Take Princess Leia hugging her. Take out basically every compliment she gets, and also cut out stuff like Poe and Finn like complimenting each other and hugging each other. It should have been more. I kept thinking, editing is really kind of magical in a way, and I kept noticing that the things that bothered me, there was something right after that totally worked. Like at one point, at the end, and there's probably a couple dozen of these, but I just finished it 5 minutes ago, so I remember this at the end. Princess Leia, who really has no reason to have a really close relationship, the first thing she does when she meets, she just kind of just loves Rey and like hugs her and gives these soulful looks. Just cut them out. At one point, Rey is flying the Millennium Falcon away, and Princess Leia hugs her, and then everyone like watches her leave and then waves. Now, the next shot is Rey looking troubled and nervous while piloting the Millennium Falcon. Just go straight to that, and it'll work just fine. Now she's doing something she hasn't done before, and she's kind of nervous. Yes, she was very helpful, but she didn't get singled out when it was like this team effort. And like I said, it's not just Rey being congratulated. Also, anytime Rey does something and then she smiles proud of herself, cut that out. That's it's the opposite of endearing. But there's a lot of really good stuff to Daisy Ridley's performance and the writing and everything. I chose this thumbnail because I forgot all of the problems and struggles Rey have, because the unearned accolades and ridiculous focus that she was just like one person out of like, I don't know, about 500 for these military efforts. She did important things, but mostly people would just be confused. Who is this woman who's not in uniform that I've never met before? Why is she getting off of this, vehicle that I also have never seen before? Why is she being trusted? All these type of things. Even Finn, a stormtrooper, is just basically instantly trusted when he is like the number one most likely double agent. A guy you've never met before just help your captured pilot escape? What the hell's going on? So yeah, take out every unearned moment, and honestly, that's probably like 5 or 6 minutes. Even a lot of these are just shots or one line. It literally might be 5 minutes of unearned moments. Take out everything with Maz Kanata, that weird character that looks like an orange and talks like a Disney fairy godmother. Everything with Maz Kanata, just cut it out. Yeah, they can still go to her place. You just have a line. Hey, where's Maz? Yeah, she died. And where's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber? It's in the checked weapons. You know, they're like, hey, you got to check your weapons. And then something tells her, is like, oh yeah, that guy checked it in and never checked it out. And it's just some laser sword. Who cares? Nobody knows how to turn it on. Or it's out of battery or some stupid thing like that. One thing taking out Maz Kanata, taking out every unearned moment, taking out Rey smiling proudly after she does something, that'll probably cut about 10 minutes. And then now you're at, instead of 2 minutes or 2 hours 15 minutes, you're at 2 hours 5 minutes. There's a couple little cuts of just dumb jokes. Basically everything with BB-8 can come out, almost everything. Every time they cut to BB-8 that's supposed to be like humor and it's just some stupid pratfall, take that out. And that's about it. And then what you get is this really solid action military movie. One of the things I liked about this is the weapons seem to be effective and hurt. J.J. Abrams is really good at match shots. He's really good at, the hero takes out a rifle, fires, and then the next shot is a laser bolt, a blaster bolt hitting a stormtrooper, and he flies across. They were doing a lot of like physical, like I forget what you call it. You know, they put a wire and they yank someone back to show that something hit them really hard. Almost every hit on a stormtrooper sent them flying a few feet in a practical effect. And I was really into that. That really made all the shootouts fun. Han Solo uses Chewbacca's bowcaster, and we're shown that it's effectively a grenade launcher. I mean, it'll just send people flying 30 feet. So there's a lot of just good, solid action. Kylo Ren, who I remember just being like an emo goof in the second one, I forgot that he's actually a fairly solid enforcer type. Snoke is mysterious. Hux is nothing really that great, but they always have to have like the little wiener Imperial officer. So that's fine. Poe Dameron is a cool, like, dashing hero. I really like his opening scene. There's a good sense of danger and stakes in this. And really nothing that bad. Like I said, every time I kept thinking, every 2-minute section of this, even the ones with the unearned moments, every 2-minute section works just fine. They just don't match together well. You know, if you see, Leia hugging Rey and looking at her very warmly, and you just see it in this 2-minute bit, you go, oh, that works. If you see the whole movie, you go, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. If you see Poe and Finn really happy to see each other after, they were separated and they survived some harrowing events, that's really cool. And then you watch the rest of the movie, and Poe should just be like, hey, what's up, man? Like, not like hugging and super happy and like all this type of stuff. I forgot how good Harrison Ford was in this. Harrison Ford was very vocal during the original trilogy that he wanted to die. He's an actor. He wants his big moment. He's great in this. He's fun. He's self-effacing. He has a good story. He looks cool in action. He does great at the comedy bits. The other one that kind of really bummed me out is I remember when this movie first came out, this got memory hold pretty quickly, but Finn was a huge deal and people really liked him and they were really interested. Is he going to be a Jedi? Is he going to have Force powers? Is he going to be a love interest for Rey? And then he just kind of got turned into nothing in the second movie. I forgot how cool he was. John Boyega is really good at humor, but he's also really good at just general acting. And I forgot that at the end, he's the guy who goes to take on Kylo Ren. He's the one who picks up the the a lightsaber, and he actually does a pretty good fight. I wouldn't call him badass in that he's really really good at fighting, but I would call him very impressive and brave and stalwart, and he's like a good hero. Um, uh, this movie was really not mad and very very salvageable with just, well, not a few cuts, a couple dozen cuts, but often many of these cuts are just Ray smugly smiling. Actually, Ray at the beginning is really cool. The weird thing is, there's like three different Rays in this movie. There's like the taciturn, scavenger from Jakku, and then when she gets off, she turns into some Disney princess. She's like, "I need to go back. I'm waiting for my family to come back." You're like, really? You seem pretty like matter of fact and practical. I mean, you did kind of wistfully think of your family at the end of your day of scavenging, but I got the feeling that was just a thing to do before going to sleep. You know what I mean? Got to get up early to scavenge and fight people just for scraps, so you can just get like this weird muffin mix. I actually thought that was kind of cool. And I remember things bothering me the first time that didn't bother me. Like Finn goes to grab her hand, and then she has like a really strong negative reaction when they're running away from TIE Fighter. Oh, geez. Okay, so another thing. Her being able to pretty much expertly fly the Millennium Falcon and escape TIE Fighters and fly through crashed ships, that was infuriating beyond belief. Some things I'm really forgiving on 4 years later, but saying that someone can fly a fighter because they scavenge for parts and they know about mechanical things, that's like saying that a bum that eats out of a dumpster behind a Michelin rated restaurant can be a great chef. No, these are totally different things. Like there are bits in there like they have like Han Solo and Chewbacca. They've lost the Millennium Falcon. They have this big dumpy looking box shapes ship, and they're transporting Rathgars, and they escape. And there's this whole scene where it's just Rey and Finn, and they don't have superpowers. They're not really good at fighting. They're kind of hiding and trying to help. And it's literally just uh, Rey going to different like fuses, and I'm going to take this fuse out and it's going to close this door, and this fuse will open a door, and oh, I'm looking at like that part was actually really solid. It was just a fun action scene with Finn and Rey kind of getting to know each other and being heroic while also being kind of normal. I thought stuff like that was great. And again, that character is quite different than the "I'm just waiting for my family." Um, but yeah, like again, showing this thumbnail. This is in the middle section of the movie, and Rey is just kind of scared and freaked out by the Force and doesn't know what it is. And Kylo Ren totally could have killed her at any moment. She's captured, and I'm perfectly fine with saying that Rey's midichlorian levels are twice as high in it as anyone else's. That's why she learns stuff more quickly and can do things after just kind of barely finding out they exist. But she has good reactions at the end when she draws a lightsaber, 60 feet and it catches in her hand. She seems just utterly shocked and kind of scared that happened. The first time she tries a Jedi mind trick, it absolutely does not work. A lot of her stuff is just hiding or being sneaky, and I'm totally fine with that. I think the main problem with this was trying to rush things, you could tell that J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan, they really like the scenes where like everyone's hugging, back on the Yavin base after they blow up the Death Star. So we really like the scenes where they're happy and they're hugging. So let's just skip to that, like right after characters meet. You're like, no, that doesn't work and it's weird. But again, we're just wrapping this up. Wow, 15-minute video to talk about how 15 minutes of cuts out of Force Awakens would have totally salvaged it. But yeah, so what is it? Next Thursday, which is effectively Wednesday night. So I don't know. Oh, geez. It's Sunday. That's like, oh wow, that's like 4 days from now. Okay, I was thinking it was Friday of the last week still. So yeah, so like I'm definitely gonna watch Last Jedi in the next couple days to get that fresh in my mind. But I was really happy to see how good Force Awakens has, and you can kind of mentally edit out the really stupid stuff and have a pretty darn enjoyable very solid Star Wars movie. So thanks for watching, and I'm probably gonna do Transporter 2 next, and then I'll do Last Jedi.